Hey everybody, it's Ami, and I'm coming to you guys today. I guess you can see my energy is a little low. I'm coming to you guys today with a topic that's like really hard for me, I guess. The topic is religion. But before I get into that, I really want to, get into what led me to talk about this. And please forgive me, you guys, if this takes a while. It's just really hard for me to talk about this stuff. When I was little, my dad, everybody who knows my father, he was a great guy. Absolutely, like, wonderful in every way. Like, if you were a child and you knew my dad, you wanted him to be your dad. If you were an adult and you knew my dad, you wanted to have him as one of your closest friends. Like, he was just like an absolute all-around great guy. And I still keep him, his memory alive today. I watch, a video that he made, and I'm always, like, literally every day talking about him, either to my husband, to my children. My children have never met my dad, but I have talked about him so much, and they have seen his pictures so much that they have actually, had dreams about him, and all my children, all three of them. And I feel like, just keeping his memory alive is a great thing, because he was a great guy. I can remember times when he and I would, I was a night owl, he was a night owl, couldn't really sleep through the night. So, when he was doing his daily rounds, checking on his house, checking on his family, making sure his kids were straight, his wife was straight, being a man, I would be woke, and I loved him, what I'm saying? I can't even begin to describe in words how much that man just... I can't even describe in the words how much he meant, like, and still does mean to me just so much, you understand? And we would go on these rides, and he would just talk to me. He would just talk to me about, myself, the woman I should become, life, telling me, core things that made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is going to beat you up. It's going to happen. But you got to be strong. You got to be able to just, in that moment, know that you're in that moment for a reason, that God didn't put you in that moment for anything other than you learn a lesson from. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn a lesson from, be the situation good, be it bad, that you're supposed to learn something from it. You know what I'm saying? And keep going. Sorry, y'all got stuff falling right here, which is crazy because this stuff never falls. I'm talking about my father and God, and look, just stuff just knocking over. So, yeah, this is why I'm doing this video, because I need for you guys to understand where I'm coming from, that this stuff is real in my life. It's real in my life, I have lost my family to this situation. I do not have a relationship with my brothers. I do not have a relationship with my sister. That breaks my heart. Y'all understand? That breaks my heart. But before we even get to that, I want to continue to talk about the things that my father taught me. I have been through a lot, you guys. I swear on my life, I've been through a lot. But I'm here, okay? I am still here. I am still breathing. I am still doing this video for you guys because I have a reason. I have a reason to be here. God put me here for a specific reason. And if this is my reason to let you guys know that it's real out here. Religion has taken over, broken up families. I have 3 children whom every day, every single day, I try to get them to understand that life is going to come at you. Don't turn your back on each other. Don't say, oh, you know, because you're not a part of this religion, I can't talk to you no more. That's not how God works. And I know this because my father taught me this. God is a loving God. He loves everybody. You make a mistake, he forgives you. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I don't understand. If that's the kind of God that God is, then why can't you be the same way? Don't tell me, oh, because you're not a part of this religion, so God don't love you no more. You really think, do any of you all really think that that's how God's thinking? That he's sitting up in heaven saying, oh, and we're going to get to that too, but that he's sitting up wherever he is in his grandeur saying, oh, she not no Baptist. She ain't getting in. Oh, that's not no Christian. She ain't getting in. Oh, he ain't no Catholic. No. You ain't no Jehovah's Witness. You ain't no Jew. You not getting in. You really think that that's how God is looking down here at us? Based on the name of a title of a denomination we supposed to put ourselves in? That's not how he works. He doesn't work like that. He loves you regardless. He looks at your spirit. He's not looking down here seeing what building you walk in to worship. He's not walking around. He's not looking at you say, oh, I baptized myself in the name of a Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Christian, whatever you want to call yourself. He's not looking at that like that. And for all of the people who make their family feel cast out, set aside, because they don't want to conform to a denomination, you're wrong. You are wrong for that. As long as that person has God in their heart, what difference does it make where they go to serve him? What difference does it make? God has done so many wonderful things for me in my life. For me in my life. So many wonderful things. But let others tell it, oh, she ain't, you know, I was a Jehovah's Witness. I got disfellowshipped because I have my own views about certain things, you know, and I feel like when a person is farthest from God, or so that you would think, that's the time when they need anybody, everybody the most. Why would you turn your back on them? That's not what God does. He doesn't turn his back on anybody. So why would you, a human with flesh that cut and bleed like I do, why would you think that you're just so grand that you can turn your back on another person? We all need each other out here. Every single one of us, whether we like it or not. But people get caught up in their own this is what I want to do. And I'm going to say that I'm with this denomination. And it's only convenient for you when it's convenient for you. Because if you were really following every single thing that quote unquote religion is telling you to do, you would be living your life out here in a bubble, going nowhere, doing absolutely nothing, or you'd probably be dead. But because of God and his grandeur, you're still here. Because he wants you to learn something. He wants you to understand. Every single day, you cut grass, it grows back. You do anything, it grows back. That's God and his grandeur. He wants things to continue to progress, to grow. And he wants the same for us. You can't be stagnant in this stupid mentality thinking that you can put God inside of a box and call him a religion. He's not no religion. He's God. He governs everything. And if you don't believe in God, well, then that's your problem. But I promise you that once you leave this body and you go into your next existence, you're going to meet him. You're going to see him. And then talk that crap to him that you don't believe. And it's crazy to even come out your mouth and say, oh, I don't believe in God, when you're breathing saying this stuff. Really? And yeah, I'm pissed off because I'm so sick of how everybody just chastises one another, cuts each other down, leave each other, turn your backs on each other. How you going to turn your back on your blood? And even though there are even people who you make family that ain't blood, and they tend to be more closer to you, to the ones that you got the same DNA running through your veins through. I'm brokenhearted, you guys, because every day I try to teach my children to love one another, to always be there for one another. But do you know how hard it is? Do you have any idea how hard it is to try to teach your children that? When you come from a family of 5 siblings and you talk to none of them, one of them sometimes at best, I'm trying to teach them to never to be like that. But what they actually see is something totally different. And you know, you tend to go more towards what you see versus what you're hearing and being told. I don't want my babies to ever grow up and let months and weeks and years go past when they don't see each other, talk to each other. Are you crazy? I don't ever want them to have a niece or a nephew, a son or a daughter and never see. That's not life. That's not even living. Do you honestly think that this is how God wants you to be walking around? To have a bloodline that you have no clue where they are, where they're doing, how they are, anything. It just breaks my heart because I love my family. Would lay down my life and die for them. But to not get that in return off the sake of you saying it's for a religion, kick religion to the side. Because if you really cared about the religion, then you're doing it because of God. So if you're doing it because of God, put the religion to the side and put God right there in front, in the middle. Let's get it. Now let's talk about him. How he feels you're acting. Don't tell me what no other brothers or elders or whatever. Don't tell me what nobody else had to say. You tell me what you feel God wants you to do in this situation. And don't tell me, oh, because you don't want to be a part of this religion. No, because then you're putting other people in it. I'm talking about me, you, and God. Let's get it. I'm sick of it. And I know so many people, and I'm so pissed off, you guys, because I've known people who've actually killed themselves because of this. I wanted to be one of them. Almost was. And then I realized I can't do this. I can't allow them to make me feel so left out, so chastised, so abandoned that I take my own life. I'm not going to take my own life. Not for you. I love you and would lay down my life and die for you. But that don't mean I'm going to take my life for you. That's a difference. It's a difference there. And if my father was alive, you guys, oh my God, things would not be like this. It would not be like this. It would not be like this. And I'm going to tell you why. My father had a lot of brothers and sisters. And this is a no disrespect in any way to my aunts or uncles. This is just being truth. And they know this is truth. When my father tried to talk to them, you know, and get them to be a part of it or whatever, they didn't want to. Understandably, that's their choice. No bother. But ask any one of my aunts and uncles. Ask any one of them. Did my father ever turn his back on them? Did he ever say, oh, you don't want to be a part of the Jehovah's Witness? I ain't coming to see you no more. We ain't going to hang no more. I'm not going to be around you no more. Ask them. Pause the video. I'll wait. Exactly. And now I have to go through this crap with my siblings. And they probably watch this same video and be like, oh, she got a problem. No, I don't have a problem. This family has a problem. And every family whose person is standing here, be it a male who's I'm ranting for or another female that I'm ranting for, it's affecting y'all too. So get it together. This world is crazy. And everybody always want to talk about, oh, things just getting worse and worse. Yeah, things are getting worse and worse. And what role are you playing in it? You might not be walking around bombing buildings and doing all of this other stuff, but when you chastise your family, cast them out, make them want to kill themselves, make them feel like they are absolutely nothing, you just as bad. You just as bad. Because while Obama may be able to take out hundreds in one time, you tediously breaking somebody down like that can cause a whole generation of hate, just pure disgrace, not loving themselves, not caring, thinking that the next person, since their own bloodline don't care, neither does the next person, will kill the next person, do anything, rob, steal, whatever, rape, abandon, do whatever. So we all play a part in this world getting bad type thing. And I take my responsibility for doing the same thing. I play my role too. But you know what? I had to realize that you got to turn your roles around. If you feel like things ain't going right, you need to do something about it. First of all, pray. Let God guide you. He guided me. That's why I'm doing this video. because he loved me enough to put this passion in me, because I cannot take it anymore. And I know that I have a few friends out there who actually understand where I'm coming from. And if this message only reaches one person, and one person says, okay, you know what, I feel where she's coming from, then that's just one person. And I pray that one of those people, if the one or make half and two people come together and that's one, I hope that it's one of my family members, my siblings, because this crap is ridiculous. Moved 3 states away because I can't deal with the craziness of seeing my family in the street, walking past them and not speaking to them. What kind of crap is that? I walk past you and we say nothing. We say absolutely nothing, like you somebody on the street that I got a problem with. I even speak to strangers. I even say hello to strangers. So you mean to tell me I can't say hello to you and you can't say hello back? How many other people are going through this, who feel like it's nothing out here and that they ready to die? And because they feel this way, they'll take whomever with them. Because they feel like, you know, my own family don't love me. So what is a stranger? I'm trying so desperately to instill into my children that God is love and he is grandeur, and that he is an all-forgiving God, and that if you would simply humble yourself and commit yourself to him, because what he really wants is for you to have a one-on-one relationship anyway, a relationship. He wants that. You know what I'm saying? He don't need for you to go ask another man or another woman to pray for me, to tell me what God said to me. He wants that direct line, like, come here, let me whisper in your ear, let me tell you something. Come here, let me tell you something. And he's going to whisper his message in your ear, and you're going to feel it in your spirit and in your heart, and you're going to get everything you need to get in that moment. That's how he works. He doesn't need a third-party verification. He doesn't need anybody to come to you and say, this is what God said for me to tell you. He wants you to have the kind of relationship where you can close your eyes or keep them open and say, look here, my child, listen, let me talk to you. He wants for you to be able to say, God, Father, whatever you call him, I call him Father, because that's my comfort. He comforts me as a father. He's the father of everything. So I go to him and I say, Father. And I have that one-on-one connection with him. We have that time. We have that time. And after that time, I am known a great and many wonderful things. He speaks to me. Just because I'm not with a certain religious denomination does not mean God does not speak to me. He speaks to me. I am blessed in this life, and I'm blessed in the next life, and in the next life, and in the next life, wherever God so chooses to put me. But you, whomever you are not going to allow me to feel like crap anymore, because you don't have your one-on-one relationship with God. It's not about me. And I have to realize it's not about me. I'm not the problem. You can't seriously sit up here and say, and I am speaking for everybody else who's standing in my shoes, I got y'all. We're not the problem. You're the problem. Because you don't want to open up your mind. You don't want to open up your heart. You want to be bitter. You want to be Kathy Bates miserable. You want that for yourself. Because if you didn't want that for yourself, you would open your arms to a person who is ready to love you no matter what. And I have been through the no matter what with my family. But guess what? I still love them. But I can promise you that this does not mean anything. And it's sad. It's just sad. All I can do is pray and hope that in the future, when my children are adults and my children have children, that they will carry on the same loving, kind, and caring mentality that my father instilled into me. Love yourself. Love who you are. Let God into your life. No matter what anybody else has to say about it, let him into your life. And if he's in your life and you know he's in your life, it doesn't matter what anybody else has to say. And I guess that's why he felt as though that he could be who he was, because he had God in his life. My father had God all up and through his life. Now, he wasn't, you know, like, let's pray every single second of the day. But when I say he had God in his life, God governed him and his moves. Showed him what to do, how to do it, what to say, how to say it. And I don't know, maybe I held on to that message a little bit more. Because in me, I cannot see intentionally never being with my siblings again. I don't want that. None of the people who are in this position want that. And I feel like we got to do better. We got to do better as a whole. Because for all of those people who are actually believing that God works in the way that if you don't commit yourself to this denomination, this religion, if you don't pray this many times a day, if you don't do this and do that, then, you know, you're not going to advance, and he's going to just completely shun you. You know, to do that, to say that, is futile, and it proves that you don't have God in your life, in your heart. That he is not your number one, because when God is your number one, you realize, that's the first thing you realize, how incredibly wonderful he is with the love. Okay? How crazy in love he is with us. That he will bless us beyond what we think is, like, you know, just crazy. One minute you're sitting down on the couch and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with myself? And the next minute you go check the mailbox and you got like a $50,000 check in there. That's because God is showing you, hey, sweetie, I got something for you. And I know that you've been loving me and being here with me and trudging through the waters, and things just seem rough. But because you aren't giving into this roughness, because you're actually allowing it to make you a stronger person to your core, I got something for you on the other side. I had something on the other side, and I still have more to come on the other side, because regardless of what people say about me, I know I got God in my life. I know he governs every second of every day. I pray with my children. I pray with my husband. We have a great relationship because God comes first. Everything else on the back end. My children know that I love God more than I love them. I know that my children love God more than they love me. I know that my husband loves God more than he loves me, my children, and me. And I would have it no other way. He governs everything. He sets the path. He sets the plan. I let him know, God, you know, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I think, you know, I want going on. And I'll sit down and I'll be still and I'll listen to him. And he'll tell me, you know, well, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to be. This is where you're going to go. This is you. This is your path. Now walk it. And I'm walking it. And this video is probably step 100 because I've been walking. And I'm going to keep walking. And like I said before, if only one person watches this video and passes on the message or gets the message within themselves, then that is one person that I was supposed to help. Because see, right now, it's not about, oh, let's get famous. It never was with me. But I know a lot of people that rant and rave about religion also just to get fame. What I want, I don't want no fame. I want my family. How about that? If I can get my family back from this, I'm good. I'm great. I'm good. And I not just my family, but for everybody whose shoes I'm stepping in right now to say this message, their families too. Because it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for you to say, oh, I'm using God as the excuse that I can't talk to you. I'm using God as the excuse as to why, you can't see your nieces and your nephews and your cousins. Like, I'm using that as the excuse because I don't want to man up or woman up and say that I really just don't like you. There's something to the core that bothers me about you, because to say that I'm using God as the excuse is pathetic, and I'm really sick of hearing about that. Don't tell me and don't tell the others, oh, I can't talk to you because you're not doing this, and God said not to talk to you. Because if God can talk to me, why can't you? Why can't you? You better than God? Huh? Oh, I didn't think so. So, you guys, I've been talking for a while now. I just had to really get that off my chest. I probably will I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to leave it here. I said what I needed to say. For right now, I said what I needed to say, and I'm ready to wrap it up. So, like I said, if one person gets, the point in all this, the message, great. Nobody gets it. I'm still going to be fabulous. I'm still going to love my children, teach my children, love my husband, be with my husband, and my life is going to continue to be blessed. So I just pray that, this reaches somebody in good spirits and in good hearts, and that, they open themselves up to what is really going on with people who they cast out. Cast out is serious, and it's becoming more and more of a problem. I just hope that everybody wakes up. So I am done for today, you guys, and I will talk to you all again later. Peace and love. Love yourself and be blessed.